Fires burning brush and buildings and keeping crews very busy across the West today, with weather complicating the fight.
It's just going to get hotter and drier, and things are just going to get in worse condition.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Strong winds and warm temperatures posing a big challenge for firefighters tonight. Crews are battling several fires in California and Arizona. Some of them have been burning for days now. Others are just hours old. Late this afternoon, a new fire broke out in the San Francisco Bay Area. This one started around 5 o'clock near Livermore. Cal Fire says it's burned about 110 acres and is 50% contained, with crews so far keeping the flames away from a nearby building. And just a few miles away from there, one of the largest wildfires in the West continues to burn. The Corral Fire started on Saturday near Tracy. It's burned more than 14,000 acres and destroyed a home. It started late Saturday and grew quickly, forcing evacuations, but those orders have since been lifted. 2 firefighters suffered minor to moderate burns. One of them does remain hospitalized tonight. And authorities say the Corral Fire is now about 75% contained tonight. Authorities still looking into the cause of that fire. And there are 2 wildfires burning tonight northeast of Phoenix. Fox 10's Steve Nielsen says firefighters there are worried this is just the beginning of what will be a tough fire season.
The burn scar is fresh in the backyards of Goldfield Ranch homes. We saw some properties Monday with water hoses and sprinklers at the ready to defend their houses as they're under a set advisory next to the Adams fire. Brad Winhelm with the Tonto National Forest says they surrounded the fire, burning out 3 roads, which created quite a sight for neighbors.
The smoke looked ominous. I mean, to me it looked ominous, so I can only imagine what the homeowners in the area and the public are thinking.
They wanted an air attack Sunday, but resources were timed out from other firefights. Monday, the conditions helped them.
And all those are holding really well. The burnout operation on the south end went really well. The wind worked out in our favor. So everything's kind of coming together now.
Well, as we came here to cover the Adams fire at Bush Highway, Beeline Highway, all of a sudden, troopers came by. They blocked off northbound 87. These are some of the last few cars headed north because this fire has just started in the last few moments. It burned 20-plus acres in a hurry past the hill line. Scooper planes dropped water. Eventually, a large DC-10 did a retardant drop. Lines backed up on the highway as the closure caught many off guard. They just closed off this road, I'm not joking, 5 minutes ago.
Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding. Well, that's a bummer.
Beverly and her cat Zoe would be rerouted to Show Low through Flagstaff. The second fire just a few miles away would be named the Catahoula Fire, a reminder of how active this fire season has begun.
I mean, we're dealing with at least a month or more of these same conditions, and it's going to be, 110 or 111 on Wednesday. So, I mean, it's just going to get hotter and drier, and things are just going to get in worse conditions.
And that was Fox 10's Steve Nielsen reporting for us tonight from Arizona. We turn now to a massive building fire today in the Bay Area. Flames here tore through an affordable housing complex that was under construction, and this fire was driven by strong wind gusts today. KTVU's Jesse Gary shows us the damage to a project that's been in the works for more than a decade.
Around 10:15 Monday morning, the 2700 block of Middlefield Road near Redwood City billowed flames and smoke into the sky.
We got on scene and found thick black smoke emanating from the 5th floor. Immediately, it was escalated to a 3rd alarm.
From 3 alarms to 5, ultimately to 8 alarms, as the L-shaped building that was to be 179 units of affordable housing burned in an unincorporated neighborhood.
Make no mistake about it. What happened here is it's a tragedy, right? Because we've been working on this project for about a decade. And so having this housing, especially in an area that is expensive, such as the Bay Area, it does set us back.
Fire investigators say construction workers noticed flames burning insulation on the 5th floor of the L-shaped building. They tried to beat back the flames using fire extinguishers, but when that didn't work, they called for help.
The fire started on the north end of the building and then was pushed by the winds, basically all the way over to this side. Yeah, there's no firewalls in there. They haven't been constructed yet, so it's just a tinder box, and the fire spreads pretty quickly. We had some decent winds kind of pushing the fire through the building.
An army of firefighters from San Mateo and Santa Clara counties converged on the scene. They fought a defensive battle to keep the wind-aided flames from spreading to a neighboring construction site and to area homes. An estimated 100 construction workers all made it out safely. Firefighters had to battle a dozen smaller spot fires, which started when embers and other material blew onto dry grass and roofs.
I was walking over through there, and there was large pieces of insulation that had melted, were on fire, caught, part of that thermal column and floated into the neighborhood and were causing fires anywhere.
Fire investigators are trying to determine the cause of the fire. They're talking to witnesses to get a better handle on what happened on the 5th floor shortly before the fire started. In San Mateo County, Jesse Gary, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
And a combination of strong winds and soaring temperatures could potentially complicate matters for firefighters all across the West throughout this week. Let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Rosemary Orozco, who is tracking a major warm-up beginning tomorrow.
Yes, Alex, record and near record-breaking heat expected over many parts of the West, again, beginning tomorrow. Let's start, though, in the Pacific Northwest, where it has been soggy and cool. And in Seattle this afternoon, 59 degrees, scattered showers, with still scattered showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Meanwhile, San Francisco today, not feeling the heat just yet. The afternoon high, 64 degrees, but as Alec mentioned, it was breezy out there. Our reporter, Jesse Gary, showing you the conditions out there near that fire, where it was cloudy and breezy in San Francisco today. Here's a look at the West Coast satellite. You can see the active weather that remains over the Pacific Northwest and then into the Intermountain West. But California is dry and the desert Southwest dry as well. This ridge you see parked here off the coastline is what will be strengthening into tomorrow, Wednesday, before it relaxes a little bit on Thursday. Tuesday and Wednesday right now look to be the hottest days for California. For areas like Phoenix, that is expected to come later in the week with excessive heat there. Here's a look at the forecast into tomorrow. Notice how that ridge is now stretched all the way in to areas of Utah and then over towards areas of New Mexico as well as Arizona. So for the days ahead, we are expecting temperatures to be above average over most of the West, and areas in the Bay Area as well as areas in Arizona going to be baking. Here's a look at Phoenix for tomorrow. Temperatures by noontime already in the upper 90s with low 100s expected in Phoenix. And this is not even the hottest day. When I show you the extended forecast, notice over towards Phoenix by Thursday, we are looking at temperatures reaching 112 degrees with an excessive heat warning expected for areas over Phoenix in the coming days. Meanwhile, over San Francisco, 78 might not seem so bad, but that's still 12 degrees above average. And there are some areas in the Bay Area that will actually have inland areas reaching about 100 degrees. And again, looking at near record-breaking heat expected Wednesday, and then temperatures do begin to drop off on Thursday. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles area enjoying a mix of sun and clouds into the morning, and then mostly sunny for the afternoon with temperatures ranging in the 70s. So a beautiful forecast here. And then back to the Pacific Northwest, where scattered showers will remain in the forecast for tomorrow. A little better Wednesday and Thursday with a mix of sun and clouds, mainly dry conditions, and temperatures reaching into the low 70s. Alex?
Okay, Rosemary, thank you. One of the Menendez brothers, who was convicted of killing his parents, is now speaking publicly about his life in prison and what he wants to do if he's ever released. Lyle and Eric Menendez were convicted of the 1989 double murder of their parents, Kitty and Jose Menendez, inside their Beverly Hills home. Lyle called into a crime conference on Sunday and told the host he's been studying for a master's degree in urban planning behind bars, and he said that if he's released from prison, he'd like to work to transform prison yards. The brothers' attorney filed a petition last year claiming new evidence proves they were sexually abused by their father, and that abuse was enabled by their mother. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, people showing up to one California beach are being warned about a shark encounter that left a swimmer with several bites.
We saw like a sign over there that says like a shark incident, and it was just a bunch of chaos.
Later tonight, witnesses describe how first responders jumped in to save that swimmer. Also, a burglar caught on camera targeting a Lego store. We'll hear from store workers who are noticing a similar pattern to other thefts across the West. A somber procession through the streets of Phoenix today to honor a Gila River police officer who was killed in the line of duty. Officer Joshua Breese's casket was escorted from the medical examiner's office to the Phoenix Care Center. Mourners are planning to gather later on tonight for a vigil. Officer Breese was still completing his field training when he was shot and killed Saturday on the Gila River Indian Reservation southeast of Phoenix. He was responding to reports of a disturbance at a party. Authorities say 6 other people were also shot, including another Gila River police officer who was injured and also a member of the reservation community who was killed in the gunfire. The FBI tonight is investigating this shooting, and agents say an adult and a teenager have been arrested in this case.
You want next? Start walking. No. You're refusing to walk. Don't touch me, bro. Don't touch me. Don't touch me, bro.
More than a year after this confrontation between a high school student and a campus police officer in Las Vegas, the ACLU is reacting tonight to the release of some new documents in this case. The organization sued for the release of nearly 2,000 pages of emails, all related to that confrontation at Durango High School. Attorneys for the Clark County School District released the documents on Friday. They include messages from the ACLU, from our affiliate in Las Vegas, Fox 5, and other major media outlets requesting reports and body camera video from that confrontation in 2023. A district police officer was seen taking a student to the ground. School officials denied those requests, saying the investigation was privileged and confidential.
There's going to be a lawsuit filed against the district on behalf of this. I mean, at this point, we can only take so much disrespect towards the community, towards our news media, towards our clients, towards our organization.
The district never said why police stopped that group of students in the first place. They did say officers were investigating reports of a gun off campus. In the end, no gun was found. For a second straight day, people are being asked to stay out of the water along a Southern California beach because of a shark attack. Here's a live look tonight at the coastline in Del Mar. This is where a shark bit a swimmer several times this weekend. And you do see from these live pictures some people walking along the beach, but it does not look like anyone is in the water right now. So obviously taking heed of that warning from the authorities. Tonight we have more from Juliet Vara, who spoke with witnesses and marine biologists about what happened.
Signs posted all along the beach in Del Mar issue a warning: stay out of the water. Beach closed.
We saw like a sign over there that says like a shark incident, and it was just a bunch of chaos.
Juliet Berkowitz and her friends saw lifeguards in boats jumping into action Sunday morning around 9 o'clock, moments after a 46-year-old man swimming was attacked by a shark.
Lifeguards responded immediately.
The attack happened about 100 yards directly offshore from the 17th Street Lifeguard Tower in Del Mar. The victim was in a group of about a dozen ocean swimmers who meet regularly to train here. He survived but sustained bites to his torso, left arm, and hand.
One of the things we want to do is collect some information and some data.
Dr. Chris Lowe with the Shark Lab at Cal State Long Beach was called to the scene. He says specific testing can help determine what kind of shark was involved in this incident.
We can identify whether it's a white shark or not by taking swabs of the wetsuit. In addition, we can take water samples and detect white shark DNA in the water.
Dr. Lowe says they monitor sharks along the coast. 300 are currently tagged.
They're constantly moving back and forth along the beach. It's amazing the fact that we have so many people in the water around the sharks all the time and nothing happens. So obviously accidents do happen, and that's why they're called accidents. It's the shark made a mistake.
You could see lifeguards telling people to stay back. A warning local residents Danny and Dylan Costello definitely heeded for the day.
I was scared for a second, but then I found out that he was okay.
I'm grateful no one's really hurt, but I also, it's so rare that this thing happens that shark obviously knew it wasn't something they wanted and moved on, but I think the beach is a pretty safe place.
And that was Fox 5's Juliet Vara reporting for us tonight from Southern California. Just about a week ago, a beach 40 miles north of Del Mar in Orange County was shut down temporarily because of aggressive shark behavior. In that case, a surfer's board was bitten. No one was hurt, though. An employee at a Los Angeles County animal shelter was hospitalized over the weekend after being attacked by a pit bull mix. It happened at a shelter in San Pedro. The victim is facing surgery on her leg. The dog was later put down. Shelter workers and volunteers say this attack highlights the issue of overcrowding because of illegal breeding, COVID returns, and housing restrictions.
An owner abandoned. I've contacted several rescue organizations in the South Bay area. They're all at full capacity.
The County Department of Animal Services says it can safely care for about 800 dogs at its shelters, but they now have about twice that many. This week, former President Trump plans to focus his attention on two key battleground states here in the West. His campaign confirmed the presumptive Republican nominee will stop in Arizona on Thursday to take questions directly from voters during a town hall meeting called Chase the Vote in Phoenix. The Trump campaign also announced plans to hold a rally in Las Vegas on Sunday. And that same trip out west will take the former president on a fundraising swing through California. He'll start with a private event Thursday in San Francisco. The next day, he'll attend a fundraiser in Beverly Hills, and then another fundraiser for the former president happens on Saturday in Newport Beach. Tomorrow, President Biden is expected to announce new executive actions to address the increasing number of asylum seekers at the southern border. The president's order would shut down asylum requests whenever the average number of migrants crossing the border daily exceeds 2,500. Daily figures right now are much higher than that. Last month, Border Patrol agents encountered an average of 3,700 migrants every day. Political analysts say immigration and border security are among the top issues for voters in the upcoming election. A powerful windstorm in the Seattle area caused serious damage overnight. A number of trees came down, power lines were knocked down as well, and one of those power lines landed right on top of a home, starting a fire. Fox 13's Shiro Matsuzawa has more tonight from Marysville, Washington.
Crews across the region have been busy working, and they say they're prepared to work throughout the night if need be. Crews repairing downed power lines and cutting trees in Marysville. Sights like this could be seen all across the Puget Sound Monday after thousands woke up in the dark. The start of June looking more like January.
You know, it is June 3rd, and we've got some pretty wild weather. We've got winds, we've got rains, an atmospheric river, and we got a lot of foliage up in the trees now. We had the leaves and the ground's wet.
In Lake Stevens, a man is now without a home and his dog after a large tree and downed power line fell across a mobile home, causing it to catch fire.
Where the tree landed was right where his living quarters is.
Public Information Education Officer with Snohomish Regional Fire Rescue, Peter Mongelo, says if this happened just a couple of hours earlier, the man would have been home, and this would have been a very different situation.
He's pretty upset, and it's to be understood. You know, he lost his best friend, his dog, and so and a lot of his possessions.
Fox 13 reached out to Snowco PUD. As of noon, they had 15 crews out restoring service throughout the county. The agency says they're keeping an eye out throughout the night and overnight and are prepared to tackle whatever happens. Puget Sound Energy told Fox 13 they have crews going from one outage to the next. They are also monitoring the weather and are ready to respond. As of 1:30 this afternoon, outages impacted 20,000 customers, 12,000 of them in Kitsap County. Puget Sound Energy adds people should be prepared for these conditions again tonight by digging out flashlights, charging batteries, and have emergency kits ready just in case.
When it comes specifically to power outages, we remind folks to turn everything off. You want to make sure that when the power does come back on, that you're not creating a dangerous power surge.
Betsy Robertson with the Red Cross Northwest region also reminding folks about food safety when experiencing power outages.
Food in your refrigerator can stay cold for up to 4 hours if you keep it closed, and then a full freezer will stay frozen for about 48 hours.
The cause of the fire is still under investigation. In the meantime, if you see a downed power line, call 911. In Marysville, Shira Matsuzawa, Fox 13 News.
Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, lava flowing from one of Hawaii's most active volcanoes. What authorities are saying about the location of this eruption. Also, a common link between Lego store break-ins. What employees are noticing about these crimes. The state of Utah has filed another lawsuit against TikTok. This suit claims a live streaming feature called TikTok Live allows adult users to give digital currency to younger users in exchange for sexual acts. The state claims that the social media site then takes a commission on every one of those transactions. This is the second lawsuit that Utah has filed against TikTok. Last year, the state accused the app of harming teens' mental health. In a statement to Fox 13 News, a spokesperson for TikTok denied the most recent allegations, saying in part, quote, TikTok has industry-leading policies and measures to help protect the safety and well-being of teens. Creators must be at least 18 years old before they can go live, and their account must meet a follower requirement. Several Lego stores across Southern California have been hit by thieves recently, and in some cases, they've gotten away with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez has more tonight on these crimes.
Breaking the glass and breaking in. Security video from Whittier's Bricks and Minifigs, one of 6 of the popular Lego stores broken into since April 3rd. The target? Lego minifigurines coveted by collectors, especially those from Star Wars.
We were the 3rd of 6 stores that got hit, 2 of which were just 2 nights ago on the same night.
In Costa Mesa and Fullerton, where despite an alarm, a hooded figure was captured on video trying to break in after closing, eventually leaving, only to return a few hours later, even grabbing a large hidden box, breaking the glass, but finding that entryway blocked. Security images here from the Ontario store where the suspect was not alone.
Emptied the Star Wars and superhero minifigs completely and took one set because he had an accomplice with him that went for the sets but really could only get one, and they were in and out in 42 seconds.
The same blue vehicle seen at all the targeted locations.
He seems to have no problem backing into spots that are right in front of the cameras. However, his license plate has been blocked out.
It's heart-wrenching. It's heart-wrenching for us personally. It's not easy. We're not the Lego store. We're not Target. We can't just order these things and get more of them. These are collectors' things that they come to us through our customers, our BAM fam, we call them, and then we connect the people that are looking for them with those special items.
Customers pretty upset.
It's terrible. As I was saying, it's a reward. I work really hard for it. I have to save up money in order to buy the ones that I need. I don't know. I can't really describe it in words, but it's really terrible.
And that was Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez reporting for us tonight. So far, no arrests have been made in any of those investigations. Finally, tonight, Hawaii's most active volcano is erupting once again. Officials with the USGS Hawaiian Volcano Observatory say Kilauea started erupting early this morning. Lava is erupting from fissures near the summit within Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The last eruption happened at this location back in 1974. It's unclear how long this eruption may last. That does it for West Coast Wrap. Have a great night.